How close is NASCAR to securing its future? Behind the electrifying speed and roaring crowds, crucial negotiations are underway, with the charter system at the heart of heated discussions. As team owners voice their concerns and NASCAR executives preach optimism, the racing landscape hangs in the balance. Will these talks usher in an era of new stability and growth, or are we on the brink of a major upheaval in America's favorite motorsport? Stay tuned to NASCAR Zone to find out, but before we jump, hit that subscribe button. Talks are going on about the NASCAR charter agreement. The agreement is very important to how the sport is run and how much money people in it will make. It looks like the agreement will be renewed, but some of the most important people in the sport are not sure about it. NASCAR's leaders say they are close to a deal, but some team owners and drivers don't believe them. The charter system, a foundational element of NASCAR's competitive framework, was first introduced in 2015. Designed to provide teams with increased financial stability and operational security, the charter system grants certain privileges, including guaranteed entry into races. This system not only solidifies the position of existing teams, but also shapes the entry landscape for new participants. As the current 10-year media rights agreement, established concurrently with the charter system, approaches its 2024 expiration, the urgency to strike a new deal has become a central theme in NASCAR's strategic negotiations. Recent statements from NASCAR executives, particularly from Steve O'Donnell, NASCAR's chief operating officer, suggest optimism about the proximity to a new agreement. During the annual State of the Sport address at Phoenix Raceway and subsequent discussions at the CAA World Congress of Sports, O'Donnell highlighted the advanced stage of the negotiations. However, this sentiment is not universally shared. Figures such as Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski, who wear dual hats as drivers and team co-owners, express reservations about the progress being made and the specifics of the negotiations. These discussions are not just corporate formalities, but are crucial for the sport's evolution and its adaptation to the rapidly changing landscape of media and viewer engagement. The outcome of these negotiations will significantly influence NASCAR's operational dynamics and its financial distribution framework, impacting all associated teams and the overall competitive balance. A NASCAR charter is essentially a license that ensures a team's participation in all points races of the season. This system was designed to protect the investments of team owners and increase the value of their teams by offering guaranteed revenue from television contracts and other commercial deals. The charters are also transferable, meaning they can be sold, leased, or transferred, providing an additional asset to the team owners beyond just the racing hardware. The primary purpose of the charter system was to enhance mutual interest of both NASCAR and its stakeholders. For NASCAR, it created a more predictable and stable race field, enhancing the product offered to fans and media partners. For the teams, the benefits were multiple. Financial stability. Guaranteed participation meant guaranteed income from race purses and a better ability to plan budgets and secure financing. Investment security. Teams could assure sponsors of their presence at all events, increasing their bargaining power and sponsorship value. Operational continuity. With guaranteed spots in races, teams could focus more on competition and less on the existential threat of failing to qualify. Running concurrently with the introduction of the charter system was the negotiation of a 10-year media rights agreement, which is set to expire after the 2024 season. Wait, before we cover this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for every update. This agreement was critical in securing the financial future of the sport, as it dictated the distribution of television revenues, a primary source of income for both NASCAR and the chartered teams. The impending expiration of this agreement adds another layer of urgency to the current charter negotiations, as the new media landscape offers opportunities and challenges that were not present a decade ago, such as the rise of streaming platforms and changing viewer habits. During the annual State of the Sport address held at Phoenix Raceway, Steve O'Donnell, NASCAR Executive Vice President, offered an optimistic outlook on the progress of charter agreement negotiations. His remarks highlighted the advancements made in discussions with team owners and other stakeholders, O'Donnell's positive tone suggested a nearing completion of the new charter system, although specific details of the concessions or agreements made were not disclosed. This address served as a significant public acknowledgment of the ongoing efforts to solidify NASCAR's operational framework and secure its financial future. Further emphasizing the status of the negotiations, Steve O'Donnell participated in a panel at the CAA World Congress of Sports in Los Angeles, where he described the charter agreement issue as the never-ending question. His comments at this event mirrored his previous sentiments about the negotiations being very close to a resolution. O'Donnell elaborated on the potential impacts of the new agreement, noting how it would align with the interest of both NASCAR and its media partners. He stressed the importance of the new agreement in staying competitive in an ever-changing industry, highlighting the dual needs to manage traditional broadcast agreements and innovate with new digital and streaming platforms. While NASCAR executives project a nearing resolution to the charter system negotiations, prominent figures within the racing community express significant reservations. These perspectives, particularly from individuals who are both drivers and team owners, highlight the complexities and potential disconnects in the ongoing discussions. Denny Hamlin and Brad Keselowski, both of whom have considerable stakes in the outcomes of these negotiations, provide critical insights into the state of affairs. Denny Hamlin, an active driver and co-owner of 23XI Racing, has been vocal about his skepticism regarding the current progress of the charter negotiations. Addressing the media at Talladega Superspeedway, Hamlin disputed the optimistic messages coming from NASCAR's leadership. He pointed out that, contrary to the executive statements, several critical issues raised by the teams remain unaddressed.
I have not. No, I mean, there's still the four key elements that I haven't seen NASCAR brought up and what our ask has been. They haven't addressed those or haven't conceded to any of those. So I think that it's positive messaging more than it's actually real.
Take us through those four key elements, please.
I got to let the TNC get into that, but it's been the same four for a year and a half. They'll tell you exactly what it is.
These demands likely revolve around financial distributions, operational stability, and perhaps more influence in decision-making processes. Hamlin's comments underscore a significant gap between the team's expectations and what NASCAR has purportedly offered, highlighting a potential area of contention that could delay any forthcoming agreements. Similarly, Brad Keselowski, co-owner of RFK Racing, shares Hamlin's reservations. His perspective is particularly valuable given his dual role as a driver and leader in team management. He expressed doubts about the negotiations being as close to resolution as suggested by NASCAR. His stance indicates a broader sentiment of uncertainty and caution among some of NASCAR's most influential stakeholders. All right, that's pretty much it for this video. Hit that subscribe button for more videos like this one.